You're not doing anything, just lying there, doing dishes, or staring at your phone without actually looking at it. And then suddenly, you're in the middle of a conversation that isn't happening. You're explaining yourself to someone who hasn't asked. You're saying the exact right thing, finally. And the version of them in your head is listening. Just listening. A few minutes later, you catch yourself and think, why do I keep doing this? Most people call it overthinking. But overthinking isn't quite right. Because overthinking feels anxious. What you're doing doesn't always feel that way. Sometimes it feels strangely comforting. And if you do this often, the conversations have patterns. Sometimes the person isn't even in your life anymore. Sometimes you've replayed the same exchange so many times that you know exactly where the imaginary version of them is supposed to respond. Sometimes the conversation isn't really an argument anymore. It's an explanation. The one that never landed. I want to give this a name. Not overthinking. Not rumination. Call it phantom dialogue. The conversation your mind keeps composing for an audience that never arrives. And before we go further, I want to say something. If you've ever felt embarrassed by how often you do this, or wondered whether it means you're emotionally stuck, that's not evidence that something is wrong with you. Your brain is doing exactly what it was built to do. The mechanism isn't the problem. The question is what the mechanism has been forced to compensate for. Because here's what most explanations get wrong. They frame this as rehearsal. Your brain preparing for future conversations. But rehearsal has an endpoint. You stop rehearsing when you feel ready. Phantom dialogue doesn't work like that. It keeps going. Think about the version of the person in your head. Not the real person. The version. The real person gets distracted, gets defensive, misses the point. The version in your head stays. The version in your head listens all the way through. I'll be honest. The more attention I paid to this habit, the less harmless it seemed. Because some of the longest phantom dialogues weren't with people I hated. They were with people I still wanted something from. Eventually, you start noticing something. The conversation itself isn't usually what keeps returning. It's the feeling attached to it. The feeling that if they had just listened or understood, something inside you would finally settle. And that's where the reframe appears. You're not primarily rehearsing a conversation. You're trying to complete an experience. You're having the conversation you deserve to have, and didn't. Researchers studying the brain's default mode network, the system active when attention isn't focused on a task, found that much of its activity revolves around other people. When your mind is left alone, it naturally returns to the social world. And when something important feels unresolved, it tends to return there again. Not because you're broken, because your brain treats unfinished social experiences as unfinished business, which creates the strange quality phantom dialogues have. They provide relief, just not resolution. For a few moments, you get to feel heard, understood, validated. The experience becomes emotionally real enough to help, but not real enough to finish. So, the mind returns. Not because it failed, because it almost worked. That's the loop. The frequency of these conversations may not be telling you what's wrong with you. They may be telling you what's been missing. Maybe that's why these conversations feel so real. They aren't random mental noise. They're attempts to return to a moment your mind still recognizes as unfinished, even when years passed. Remember the version of them from the beginning. The one who stayed. The one who listened. The one who finally understood what you meant. You created that version. Which means you already know what being truly heard feels like. You are not someone who can't let things go. You are someone whose mind keeps returning to experiences that never felt complete. Those are not the same thing. And yes, there is a cost to living in that gap. But the gap itself is real. The next time you catch yourself standing in the kitchen, halfway through a conversation that isn't happening, notice what you're actually reaching for. It probably isn't the argument. It's the feeling on the other side of finally being heard. And the fact that you've never stopped reaching for that feeling says something important about you. Just take a deep breath and relax in the moment. Which, by the way, Might need a couple of tries, but it's okay.